Hello! This week we're going to be going over week 11, which is chapter 11, blogs, vlogs, podcasts, and webinars. We're also going to be going over chapter 12, social media marketing campaigns. So let's start here with blogs. So the history of blogs, dating back to the 1990s, a blog in its early form was an online diary where people would just share their thoughts about their daily lives. The first blog was by Justin Hall in 1994 with his personal homepage called Justin's Links. The word blog coined in 1997 from web log, so that's how they came up with the name. So some of the most top popular blogs right now are mainly fashion blogs, food blogs, travel blogs, and beauty and music. And then kind of at the bottom here is outdoor, money saving, humor, entertainment, self-help blogs. But look at all the different types of blogs, and I'm sure you can even add to this list. So why are blogs so popular? They give people everyday people a voice, so anyone can write a blog. They provide an easy way for anyone from around the world to share opinions and ideas with a large audience. They help readers keep up to date on the latest trends and topics they are interested in, and they're a great marketing tool for many businesses. So here's an example of a blog that I wrote for a company called Inji, the toe socks for runners. And here's just a screenshot of one of the blogs I wrote for them. Training while being pregnant with an elite famous ultra runner, Kate Barrett. Here's another example of a blog for those that shop at Prana. They write a lot of blogs. The company makes apparel line for a lot of yoga. Mainly, I feel like it's mainly yoga people and rock climbers, but it's a lot of outdoors type of people like hikers. They even have bathing suits. So a lot of outdoor blogs. So this one is travel hacks. This one's best foods to eat on a plane because that goes with their brand. So some of the benefits of blogging, it increases brand awareness, it humanizes the brand, facilitates word of mouth marketing, it provides an easy way to keep customers up to date on industry trends and company products and services. It creates meaningful and shareable conversations with customers. Search engine optimization, it definitely increases that. Establishes credibility and trust with customers. It shows that they're a domain expert in that field, right? Increases web traffic. That kind of goes along with the SEO. Helps brands get discovered on social media, and it generates leads. So some of the disadvantages of blogging is that it requires a large time commitment, especially if you commit to a blog a week or a blog a month or 2 blogs a month. There's no instant payback, so you're not going to see a direct ROI, but you will start generating more and more traffic over time. New blog content needs to be added regularly in order to keep the readers engaged. So you can't just post a blog once or twice and then wait 6 months and not post again. There's a huge saturation of blogs online today, so you definitely are competing with different brands on who has the better blog. It takes time to build a following, and ROI can be difficult to measure. So getting started with blogging here, you want to set some specific and measurable goals, such as some examples could be number of visitors, website traffic, engagements, like likes, comments, and shares, leads. You want to identify the target market. So what do they want to know about you and your company? What topics will resonate with them? So again, looking back at Prana here, if they're mostly outdoor clothing and hiking, yoga, what would benefit them? What kind of information would give them value? Well, you know that if they're outdoor people, they're probably traveling a lot. So maybe saying best foods to eat on a plane or traveling hack tips could give that reader value. Creating a blog site, it's super easy now. There's so many free sites out there. Tumblr's a popular one. If you have a WordPress website, people build blogs are already on their website. You can have branding and color schemes. You create an about page. You can have templates, social sharing buttons. All the apps for blogs come with the social sharing buttons and the comment features and the subscribe buttons. It's all in there already for you. It's pretty nice now. So here's kind of an example of just a basic Tumblr site. You have your share buttons here and you can comment, and they have templates in here already. So you also want to brainstorm topics. So you ask your sales team the top questions customers are asking. Maybe you post on social media and see what customers want to hear about, want to know about. Research what your competitors are doing, keyword research. Look at existing company content, and you can break it up into blog posts. So, for example, if your client or your company writes a lot of white paper or they have ebooks, you can take different sections or chapters and break it up into blog posts to promote that white paper or ebook. You want to create an editorial and distribution strategy. So kind of similar to social media strategy, you want to have one for your blogs as well. Determine who will be writing and editing the blog content and subject matter experts that need to be involved to contribute to the content. So maybe you have to interview people. Determining the quantity, how often and when to post the blogs. The greater quantity of blogs, the more traffic a brand's blog will gain over time. Make sure that there are enough resources, such as writers, editors, and publishers, to manage the post cadence. So going back here to Ingy, this company, they don't have time to write blogs. They don't have time to interview all these athletes and gather the content. So they hire someone like me on a contract basis to do all the legwork for them. So they pay me to write 2 blogs a month for them. It's consistent. They don't have to worry about it. I reach out to the athletes. I come up with the topics. I interview them. I write the content. I gather the photos, and I put it all together for them. And I email them one nice package twice a month. So it's really easy for them, and it keeps their blog consistent. Okay, so let's go back here. The different types of blogs. So there are so many different types of blogs: how-tos, controversial, problem solving, reports, challenges, checklists, reviews, case studies, what ifs, questions, current news and events, comparison lists, behind the scenes, research, inspiration, timeline, interview. So these are all the different types of blogs here. So this is actually an important slide for when you guys write your blog. You're going to want to go back to this. Writing a blog post. So you're going to start with an outline, just like writing any other paper. Decide how long your blog will be. Longer posts tend to perform better on search engines. However, shorter posts may resonate with the readers more. However, the content, strategy, topic, and audience will ultimately dictate the length of the blog post. Write down all the main takeaways and key points to include in the blog and organize them into sections. So when I write blogs for these athletes, I write an outline first, and I write up all my questions first, so that when I interview the athlete, I know exactly what to ask and what order I'm going in. It makes writing the blog later a lot easier for me. Blog post title, these can be tricky. You want to come up with something catchy and engaging so that you pull the reader in, including keywords for SEO. You want it short and to the point. You don't want a super long blog post. I always recommend coming up with a few blog posts first, or titles first, and then once you write your final blog, it'll come to you better, like which one of those titles works best with what you had just written about. Introduction. This is when you want to grab the reader's attention. You want an attention grabber. If the reader's not hooked in the first few seconds, then they're going to stop reading, right? We've all been there with blogs. So tell a story, share a joke, use a statistic, provide an interesting fact, ask a question, or state something controversial. The intro should also provide readers with the purpose of the post. So why are they reading this post? Directly addressing a problem the reader may have. Remember, you want to show value. The main body. This is where you get into the why and how of the problem you presented in the intro. First, present the problem in more detail with why the problem is so difficult to solve. Tell a story, include statistics, provide core points throughout a solution to the problem. So going back to this blog post, one of the problems is females in the running industry, running community, how do they train while being pregnant? So that's kind of the problem. And you're providing not just an interview, but possible solutions on how to deal with running while being pregnant. So providing value for your reader. Conclusion. Bring the readers full circle and summarize the main points and key takeaways of the blog. End the blog with a call to action link to entice readers to share your blog, leave a comment or subscribe, sign up for an email, download an asset. So if you wrote a blog on a chapter of an ebook, then send them a link to that ebook and get them to download that ebook. Visit your website. You can also choose to end with a cliffhanger, an inspirational statement, or tease for future blog posts. Maybe you're a foodie and you wrote a blog on an amazing taco recipe and you tease them at the end to say, hey, for my next recipe is going to be margaritas to go with these wonderful tacos that I just taught you how to make. So you want to optimize for search engine optimization. So you include keywords and hyperlinks, option to subscribe and share on social, formatting, publishing date, header, inline images, organize with sections, bold text, bullet points, lists, images, etc. But you also want to keep it clean and easy to read. Always proofread it before you publish. It's always best to have a second or third set of eyes proofread your blog too, in case you miss something. Vlogs or video blogs is a blog and video format. It involves a vlogger or video blogger taking to the camera in first person, sharing their everyday activities in a more personal way over a traditional blog. These were propelled forward with the launch of YouTube in 2005. So why is this so popular today? It gives viewers an in-depth look into the lives of real people. It's authentic, inspirational, and definable. It makes it easy to engage and interact directly with viewers. It fosters deeper relationships, and there are vloggers for nearly every category and genre, making them relatable to almost every audience. They're also easy to create. I mean, you can do them with your smartphone, you upload to YouTube, you have TikTok now, you have Instagram Live, Instagram channels, Facebook Live. I mean, it's super easy to do these now. Click on this link here and watch that video. It's super short. Next, we have podcasts. So moving right along here. Podcasts are the audio versions of vlogs involving recorded audio, but not recorded video. Podcasts on a variety of themes and topics are available. Podcasts are huge now. There's so many. And just like video blogs, I mean, you can find it for every category and genre. Variety of formats. There's solo commentary, one-on-one interviews, multi-host talk shows, educational, fictional, or non-fictional storytelling. The benefits of podcasts. They're really inexpensive to create. There's a wide variety of easy-to-use podcast equipment and tools. You can get them easily on Amazon. You can set this up in your home office or bedroom, garage, wherever you want. It's convenient and easy to consume. You can listen to podcasts while driving or performing everyday activities. I listen to podcasts while I'm cooking, meal prepping, cleaning, doing laundry. That's usually when I listen, or sometimes while running. Creators establish themselves as thought leaders. They connect and build trust with audiences, and they reach new audiences. Some of the benefits is that it increases brand awareness. It can be monetized, so you can recruit sponsors to advertise on your podcast or charge a fee to podcast listeners. So what are some blogs, just kind of, what are some blogs you listen to? Why? Just something to kind of think about, or podcasts you listen to. So me personally, these are kind of the 3 podcasts I listen to. Social Media Marketing, which is an educational podcast, and I learn more about social media. There's also a blog that I'm subscribed to, Social Media Marketing Examiner. Spartan Up is athletic motivation. It's about Spartan racing, obstacle course racing. And Serial is a true crime podcast that I listen to for entertainment. So these are kind of the 3 I listen to. I don't listen to too many podcasts on a regular basis, but these are the 3 I like the most. Webinars. A webinar is a live web-based video or telephone conference that uses the internet to connect the individual or brand hosting the webinar to an audience of listeners or viewers. I participate in webinars all the time. I love them. They're very educational. 99% of the time they're free. You can network with people by using the chat features. Some of the other benefits is on the business side, it increases brand awareness. You can reach large audiences, especially if they're free webinars. Establish brands as thought leaders. You can create authority and trust within consumers because you are showing that you're a thought leader. It allows brands to understand your target market better, so it's a lot of market research. You can interact directly with customers through Q&As, capture leads because you need email addresses to sign up for your webinar, and then you can follow up with them afterwards. They save time and money because it's all digital, through the internet. You're not actually meeting at a place that you have to pay for a venue. You don't have to pay for food or anything like that. You can record and repurpose to promote in the future. So you can send it to your email blast. You can post it on social media, post it on your website for later use. So how to get started kind of with webinars here is you find and select a webinar hosting service. There's so many out there. It's really easy. Schedule webinars in advance. Send out reminder emails leading up to the webinar. Keep webinars between 30 minutes and an hour. The webinars I used to participate in are the ones during lunch hour. So while you're eating your lunch, you're in a webinar, right? Super easy to do. A lot of people have found webinars to be successful in the morning hours before the day gets busy or before you start losing people's concentration toward the end of the day. You always want a catchy webinar title and make the topic and content interesting. Some people will throw in freebies like, hey, if you attend our webinar, you get put in a drawing for a $100 Visa gift card. Choose the best speakers. You don't want them to be boring. You want them to be engaging. Make sure materials are presented that are visually appealing. So your presentations, interact with attendees in the chat. You can run polls or different features now in different applications like Zoom. Always include questions and answers at the end. Wrap up your presentation with advice, a call to action, content information for the speakers and the company. Record and make the webinar available afterwards. Promote the recorded webinar across all marketing channels and reach out to leads. You don't want to forget to follow up after you've done all that work. So some of the best practices for hosting webinars, and here's just a hosting company here called ClickMeeting. There's so many out there. Social media, paid and organic. Best practices for hosting webinars. Sorry, got a little lost there. Promoting these blogs, podcasts, and webinars. Social media, paid and organic. Email, advertising, press releases, employee outreach, web ads, company web pages, and Google AdWords. All right, so now we're going to move on here to the next chapter, social media marketing campaigns. So it's starting to all come together now. The learning outcomes is to understand the campaign concept, understand the importance of integrated marketing communications, comprehend what a social media marketing campaign is, launch a social media campaign, so before, during, and after, understand how organizations have succeeded with social media marketing campaigns. So what is a social media marketing campaign? Well, it's just like any other marketing campaign, except it's coordinated social media marketing effort to communicate with a target audience to achieve a marketing or business goal. You built on big ideas that persuade action among followers, promote a product or service, an event, a company milestone, building brand awareness, or creating a community of brand advocates. Have a specific start and end date. So what makes a social media campaign so successful? So I actually have a great YouTube video here for you guys to watch on that, and it's got 5 social media campaign examples in it. I also have a real life example for you I'm going to share with you. So before the campaign, you want to establish goals, choose a campaign idea, a theme, and a type, identify the target audience, determine a campaign budget and resources, outline the campaign parameters, and choose incentives. You also want to determine where the campaign is going to live, select the social networks, choose a timeline, develop campaign assets, and a calendar. So assets meaning, do you hire a photographer to take photos? Do you search the web for stock photos? Do you hire a videographer to make a little commercial for you or a little promo wheel? That's what I mean by assets. So here's a campaign I did for Kathy's Legacy Foundation. They are a nonprofit who help fundraise money for domestic violence survivors here in San Diego. So we established our goals, which we wanted to do a fundraiser event, a fun little 5K run walk. Our goal was to have 200 to 250 participants with a gross revenue of $10,000, create brand awareness and growth in our database. So we realized we had a small database and we needed to grow that. So the campaign was a 5K fun run walk, and it was pizza themed. So who runs for pizza, right? We see a lot of beer runs, wine runs, but we never really saw a pizza run in San Diego. So we identified the target audience, which was family friendly, want the kids to come. San Diego, CCHS, which was a partner. So that is a Cathedral High School. They were a partner, and their students and family was our demographic as well. So determine a campaign budget and resources. The resources were the board members of the nonprofit, contract workers such as myself, volunteers, and partners such as the high school. So our incentives, why would people want to go to this event? Well, it was pizza themed. So we had a pizza medal, pizza shirt, pizza tasting tickets with a bunch of different pizzerias at the finish line, and a little festival for the kids. This was pre-COVID, just so you guys know. Determining where the campaign will live. We had it on social media, the website, our email database, and on actual flyers printed out at the participating partners, so the pizzerias, domestic violence partners in San Diego, and all over the high school, which was also a partner. Choosing a timeline. So we created a project plan with tasks using project management software, milestones, and deliverables, so that, you know, not everything was procrastinated. We actually had milestones and deliverables. So for those who've taken project management, you kind of know what that's all about. Developing campaign assets and calendar. So photos, videos. We actually hired a video company to make a little commercial. We had photos of different types of events and stock images. Scheduling of posts, emails, and flash sales. During the campaign, promoted the campaign, we monitored and engaged, and we adjusted. Social media schedule on brand platforms and partner platforms. We did email blasts on the Kathy's Legacy emails and the CCHS platform, so we use their database as well. We had flash days on 2 holidays, St. Patrick's Day and Easter. We had flyers placed at the local businesses in the area where the event was taking place, pizzerias, and at the high school. We monitored, engaged, and adjusted. So here's a couple pictures of the event. These people came and dressed in pizza. Here's one of the pizzerias who offered pizza tastings. So after the campaign, what did we do? We shared the results. We followed up. We reported and analyzed and asked ourselves a series of questions. So how did the overall campaign perform? Did the campaign achieve its objectives? What worked and what didn't work? What could have been done better? Was the target market reached? So these are the things we analyze afterwards. And I do want to let you guys know that this was a successful campaign. We did reach our $10,000. I don't remember the exact number. We had 200 participants. I don't know the exact numbers of how much the brands grew on the platforms, and how much the email database grew, but they both grew, and it was a very successful campaign. And we had planned to do it the following year, but COVID hit. So, and I'm not sure what's going to happen moving forward with events with them. Hopefully next year we can do this event again. It was super fun. Everyone had a great time. Here are 2 success stories of social media marketing campaigns. Sparkling Ice, which is the beverage company. They got fans to compete against each other for the title of biggest flavor fan, their face on a bottle, and win a year's worth of sparkling ice. All they had to do was share sparkling ice related content using the branded hashtag on social media to earn points. So here's a video here that shares that campaign. It's pretty cool how they did it. Oreo, one of my favorite treats. I know they're super bad for you and you can't just eat one, but I do have an Oreo problem. So they wanted to celebrate their 100th year anniversary by not just throwing a party, but by starting a movement. This is really cool. You guys have to watch this video. So they created a campaign called the Oreo Daily Twist, where they had 100 pieces of shareable content created in 100 days in honor of the 100th birthday. The strategy was to reimagine popular culture through the eyes of an Oreo cookie. Super cool video. You guys got to watch this. Okay, so assignments for week 11, we have discussion 5, quiz 11, quiz 12, and simulation round 8. Remember, there's 2 quizzes because we went over 2 chapters this week. If you guys have any questions, email me, and I hope everyone has a great week.